What's up, people? It is your girl Adiola. Please move closer, African leaders. You know, do well. Did any of you African leaders, did any of you see this headline? Put it up now. The Japanese. Thank you very much. Did you guys see this headline? I mean, it is just a friendly reminder, by the way, that we, your people, we will never get upset if any of you decide to follow this example. Honestly, Father, we will not get upset. In fact, I'm not going to mention anybody's name because I'm a very gentle somebody, you know. But the truth of the matter is, you do not have to go to London to spend 4 months at your colonizer's country for them to fix you because you refuse to build good hospitals in your country. Also, you don't have to remain president by fire by force after suffering a severe stroke that left you half paralyzed. Like, for you, maybe somebody needs to hear that. You know, I cannot mention names. Also, you don't have to remain president while you are on wheelchair. The devil is a liar. For you, you don't have to die at the presidential villa. You guys should have a meeting amongst yourselves just to discuss something that we call resignation. Very, very easy. It is free. It is an easy exercise, and your people will not be upset. In fact, we will even pray for you. By the way, it's not just sickness. Cluelessness, lack of productivity, and ear infections, they are also good reasons to consider resignation. That is just a public service announcement, by the way. I don't know who we need to hear that. And speaking of public service announcements, Nigerian airports are no longer opening until September 5th. That was how we saw it. Obaseri, no. These people, like, seriously, it is a huge disappointment. Please, SARS and MAS, always make up your minds before you come out to announce something to people, and then you will change your mind. It's not professional. Let's get it together, you know. Now, speaking of flying, how did the helicopter crash inside somebody's company in Lagos?
We received a distress call, and immediately we activated the Lagos State Emergency Response Plan. All the key stakeholders moved to the scene. We had the ambulance services, we had the LASEMA, we had the fire, and we had the police.
Yes, sir. Okay.
All the challenges like fire, we are able to curtail it using our fire services to pump in a lot of equipment in there.
Yes, I was saying, okay, continue.
Those people that panic, immediately they saw all the combined team, all the emergency responders, they have confidence in us and they have remained calm.
Okay, yes, sir.
I appeal to the people of Lagos State to remain calm and cool.
In case you're watching, sir, thank you so much for your service. But it's actually not a big deal that ambulances showed up at an accident scene. I mean, that is how it's supposed to be. Every village should have its own fire station, fire trucks, and hospitals with ambulances.
It is pertinent to note that we are able to prevent secondary complications such as fire. It is pertinent to note that we work as a team, and also the crowd control was well perfected.
Okay, sir. Thank you. But more importantly, our sincere condolences to the families of those who lost their lives in this helicopter crash. Captain Chika Ernest, Engineer Clement Ndiok, and the third victim identified as Aneti. I think it's mind-boggling and very disturbing to hear that hospitals still wait for police report before treating accident victims in Nigeria. This is just unbelievable. And speaking of SARS, ladies and gentlemen, more than 16,000 Nigerians have signed a petition set up by my uncle. He's also another character, that is Erenu Omonkiri, where he was demanding that my father, that is former Governor Tinubu of Lagos State, be probed. Omonkiri said that Tinubu violated the Money Laundering Prohibition Act of 2011 by having 2 billion vans transport something to his house on the eve of the last election. I mean, I would understand if billion vans enter people's compounds casually, you know, but they don't. Those of us that are regular people, they don't just accidentally enter our compounds to do U-turn. You know what? They don't even come to do U-turn, which is why people are asking questions. You know, the who, what, where, why, and how. 2, not even 1 billion van entered Bodilon, you know?
Is it my money or government money? I don't work for government. What's your headache? Excuse me.
Did he just? Oh, my father and my God.
So who are those watching my house and looking at billion fans? They must be mischief makers. They report falsehood.
Father. Yes, sir. I swear, in case you're watching, you know I'm the only one that will tell you the truth. Please move closer. First of all, that was not a lie. We saw pictures. We saw pictures from different angles. Thank you very much. Thank you. You see what I'm saying? Different angles. You know, different people took the photo. So it was not a lie as well. Now, since you have nothing to hide, my father, why not just explain the source of the content of the van? I think that should be the focus, you know. And I don't think we should just focus on people that are using bullion vans. There are a lot of people that are moving money anyhow in Nigeria, especially during election, even though they are using their private cars. A lot of people are using their own private cars to move money that they cannot explain. I think those people should also be probed, not just as well. Now, speaking of probing, ladies and gentlemen, this is very interesting. But Nigerian government wants to spend 772 million naira to audit Nddc, that is the Niger Delta Development Commission. Remember where 81 billion naira disappeared? Remember where my father fainted? You know, the professor that was, it was on the same matter that they were telling the minister of Niger Delta Akpabio to off his mic. Remember? Now, the Nigerian government wants to spend 772 million plus on top of another 300 million to probe them.
This approval follows a request by the Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs, Oswald Akpabio, at today's at the Federal Executive Council meeting. About 722 million naira will be paid to the 8 field auditors. The approval is an addition to an earlier one for the lead forensic auditor, estimated at 318 million naira.
Yes, sir. In case you're watching, this is why some Nigerians are saying that there is no need to probe again. No? If another 1 billion naira will disappear in the name of probing, why bother? Let's just...
What type of stupid question is that? Bankrolling who? Do you know who you are talking to?
Brafemi.
What type of insulting question is that? Who do you think you are talking to?
What is wrong with all the Brafemis? Like, seriously.
I don't want to take any questions from this man. Very stupid. I could see from your face before you got here how stupid you are.
Will you shut up? Not you. Kalido, what are you doing? I was still talking. Look at Femi Adesina, my uncle Bernie Brafemi. Nigerians voted him as the rudest spokesperson on Twitter. Bernie, mustn't we? I'm saying, you know, but Femi, can't you guys just have a meeting immediately? Have a meeting carefully on how to talk to people. Bernie, Uncle Femi FFK, you know, well, and I've been begging you for a long time to stop smoking this thing. Bernie, Aragbo, the man blocked me on Twitter. Seriously, a small girl like me. Father, why would anybody be afraid? Why would they want to block a small girl like me? Maybe because of Kalido. What are you afraid of, Uncle? You never want to hear the truth. What is the crime in a reporter asking about your sponsors?
I've been in politics since 1990. I'm not one of these politicians you think will just come. I've been locked up how many times by this government?
He didn't go to prison for fighting for people. He went to prison on a criminal charge. Honestly, everybody in that room, by the way, should be ashamed of themselves. Ben, what kind of journalism are you practicing that you cannot defend your colleague? A warning. Did you hear someone saying, see your life?
Very stupid.
My only disappointment is the reporter saying that he was sorry. Egmo, next time, you stand on your ground. Ben, you don't have to answer. You stand on your ground. He already said that he regretted saying that he was sorry. You must stand your ground. If not, this is how those people will be pushing you left and right. They have no respect for journalists in Nigeria. You don't have to answer a question if you don't want to, but you cannot be rude to a journalist, even if he doesn't know he's right at the time. Don't be deceived, by the way, my people. Nigeria has some of the best journalists in the world. Journalists that are fearless. Okay? Journalists that would ask difficult questions. You know, like my auntie, Kadaria Ahmed, Musikilu Mujid, Chido, Noma, Dakpolo Yomi, Maope Ogun, Rudolph Okonko, Shewa, Kimbaloye, Adeshewa Josh. Just to name a few. We have great journalists in Nigeria. The problem is Nigerian officials don't respect journalists at all. At the same time, I want to beg some Nigerian journalists, please, please stop sucking up to politicians at Mombeng. You get what I'm saying? I cannot tell you how to do your job because I don't know anything myself. You guys already know that. But you cannot afford to be afraid of anybody. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be nice. You guys know I'm a very nice somebody. But this job is a noble profession and we cannot afford to be overruled or intimidated.
Your question is a very insulting question to me. I would ask you not to ask me that kind of stupid question. At my level, I'm too big for that.
Stop playing this thing before I bounce on you.
I've been in politics since 1990. I've been a minister twice. I've been spokesman to the president for 3 years. Do you know where I'm coming from?
Where's my slippers?
Do you know who I am, what I was born into? My father was deputy premier of the West. My grandfather was a lawyer. My great-grandfather was a priest.
If I catch you, where are you running to? Do you know who my father is called? Do you know who my mother is? The man has been in politics since 1990, nothing to show for it, and you are not even ashamed of yourself, uncle. Of course, he apologized. He said that he was sorry for using the word stupid, but the newspaper wrote an article. You know, this is the title of the article. Father. Now, the interesting thing is, Uncle Femi Fani-Kayode is now threatening to sue the newspaper for saying that he smoked something. So, Kayode, be careful. Stop saying that people smoke something. Now he wants to sue Daily Trust. Honestly, this is so surprising because the way he spoke to the reporter, saying that he will report the reporter to his publisher, he spoke as if he had influence on the publisher and he could control the publisher.
And if anybody sent you to ask that question and gave you brand new, go and tell them you got more than they bargained for. It's not the standard of Daily Trust at all, and I will report you to your publisher.
So to now see that the newspaper came out with this kind of article about him, and now he's threatening to sue the newspaper. Let me know what you guys think about him threatening to sue them and demanding 6 billion naira. Do you think the reporter should have sued him as well for assault? Shout out to Uncle Tunde Kelani, by the way, because he saw all this a long time ago and he showed us in his movies. Remember Saworoide? Oh, you were too young.
àwọn ọkọ̀ yìí mà dá gan ni o. ẹjọ́ ìbọlẹ̀ tí wàá rí owó ra àwọn ọkọ̀ yìí ní àsìkò tàwa.
ìta ni ti rówó ra ọkọ̀.
ìbéèrè la béèrè sa ẹ má bínú.
ìwọ mọ̀ gan o.
yóò bá bàbá ẹ má bínú sa.
tá n bá bá ẹ ńlẹ̀ yìí. wọ́n ti ẹ̀ dáwọ́ kámẹ́rà ẹ̀ dúró.
béèrè la béèrè.
You see what I'm saying? Thank you. Please follow Uncle Tunde Kelani on Instagram and subscribe to his YouTube channel. That is where you can watch all his movies, all those amazing movies, Shaworoide, Thunderbolt, Tioluwanile, Aruba, and so on and so forth. You can watch all those movies on his YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe to his channel. By the way, but after me, who is sponsoring your tour? Ben, you guys not doing anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So last Sunday, the DSS attacked a gathering of Biafrans in Enugu state. You didn't see that in the last episode because we already shot before it happened, and I didn't think that I would do justice by just doing a voiceover about what had happened. So I thought I would wait just so I can look you in the eye. Honestly, this has been going on for way too long. I shared some news article about it on Facebook, and Biafrans started abusing me that it wasn't a clash, that it was an attack. And I had to write that sharing doesn't mean that I wrote the article, but they were right. It wasn't as if the Biafrans went to the DSS to attack them. It was the DSS that went to them with weapons. It's uncalled for. The Biafrans were not armed. Whether you support Biafra or not, they have a right to gather. I've talked about this in 2017 when they were labeled as terrorist group, that it's not right to label them as terrorist group because they're not terrorizing people. The herdsmen that are terrorizing people are not labeled as terrorists. Nobody gets upset when Oduduwa people gather. Nobody gets upset when the Muyeti Allah group gathers. So Biafrans should not be singled out and targeted. Once again, it doesn't matter whether you believe in their movement or not. The DSS said that Biafrans killed 2 of their members, but we didn't see any pictures of the killed DSS. I'm not saying that they lied. I'm just saying they didn't release any names. Meanwhile, we saw 3 dead bodies of Biafrans, and these were people whose lives were taken abruptly. So I don't think the DSS should just tell us, oh, they killed 3 people. With what exactly? Did they shoot at them? At their pictures? Can we know the names of these DSS? Once again, I'm not saying that the DSS lied. Who am I? You know, I can never say that anybody lied. But at the same time, we saw 3 bodies of Biafrans who were killed. Young people. To me, it looks like the DSS knows that they messed up. They killed innocent people, and to cover up, they were now saying that 2 of their members were killed. Once again, I'm not saying that they lied because maybe 2 of their members were killed. I don't know. But what I'm saying is we have not seen any evidence that 2 DSS members were killed, but we saw evidence that Biafrans were killed. Like I said, you don't have to support the Biafran movement, but different groups are being targeted in Nigeria now. Herdsmen are killing farmers and taking their land in Benue, Imo, and surrounding states. Militants are committing massacre in southern Kaduna. Do you know how many people they've killed in southern Kaduna? Boko Haram is killing people in Borno and neighboring states. Kidnappers are now operating in almost every state of Nigeria. And on top of that, DSS are now attacking Biafrans. So if we don't speak out when we are not affected, no one will speak for us when we are affected by other things. I already told you other things that are happening in different parts of the country. Remember that poem? First they came for the socialists. I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. And then they came for the Jews. I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. And then they came for me. And guess what? There was no one left to speak for me. You know, I keep saying it that it doesn't matter whether you support Biafrans or not. If the DSS should show up at your own compound in your village where you are having a meeting, maybe family meeting, and they start shooting, you would want the whole country to condemn it because it's barbaric. Let me know what you guys think, not about whether you support Biafra or not, but about the fact that they were gathered somewhere and the DSS went there with weapons and killed some of them. You guys not do know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Mali, ladies and gentlemen, the soldiers have released the ousted president, Keita. Opposition leaders are now asking the military to hand over power to civilians within a year. They said no more than a year. And the soldiers have denied requesting for 3 years for transition. Meanwhile, the EU has suspended their training of Mali's troops. They are withdrawing their soldiers that are training Mali's troops. They are saying that their soldiers are there for a legitimate government, not a military regime. So they are withdrawing their troops. Meanwhile, France says that they are not withdrawing their own troops, so 5,000 of them. So I want to know what you guys think about the presence of the French troop in Mali. And speaking of French presence in Africa, have you guys been following the development in Ivory Coast? You guys remember I told you last month that the president, that is Ouattara, was hinting on doing a third term. When people started shouting, he said he would no longer do third term, but then he said that his prime minister would succeed him. But last month, his prime minister suddenly died after returning from France, where he went for a 2-month medical checkup. I told you that time that we are now hoping that the president will not seize that opportunity to decide to run for a third term by fire by force. What do you know? The man has announced that he's running by fire by force. He said that people in his party were the ones that convinced him to run. It's not as if he wants to run. It's just that people are telling him to run. This is how they like to. The
president announced his candidacy after his chosen successor, Amadou Gon Coulibaly, suddenly died of a heart attack.
Le risque que notre pays...
The fear of the country sinking into political and economic crisis has forced me to reconsider my earlier position not to run again. I accept the call by citizens who asked me to stand for president.
For real, the man is 78 years old. I don't even know why someone that is close to 80 would want to be president again when he's supposed to be enjoying his grandchildren. Must you die there? He's been president since 2010, 10 years, and he was prime minister for 3 years. How is that not enough? Only for him to now say that he has a vision for Ivory Coast, a vision for stability, security, and peace. So he needs another time to fulfill this vision. I said, so for 10 years, you did not achieve your vision. And now that you're almost 80, that is when you will now achieve your vision. The devil is a liar. And now he's using the police as usual to kill his own citizens for protesting against his third term bid.
Protesters say Ouattara's third term bid is unconstitutional and he should not run again. At least 4 people have been killed in clashes in Ivory Coast as hundreds took to the streets.
Wow. And because people are saying that third term is unconstitutional, he's now trying to change the constitution. Elections are to hold in October, but you know, I've been wondering, where is ECOWAS in all of this? Why is ECOWAS not condemning this third term agenda? Why are they not speaking out right now? And if the people should kick him out, they will now condemn the people. Why is ECOWAS not saying that it is wrong for him to try to change the constitution? Why is ECOWAS not preventing him from doing a third term? ECOWAS, yo, we are watching you on Plasma TV. Yo, soon now you will come out. You will start condemning people for removing their president. Let me know what you guys think about this. You guys not know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Cameroon, oh my God, oh my goodness, my heart breaks, you know. It started raining on August 21st and it rained for days. The Wari River and other rivers overflowed. Unfortunately, despite Douala being the commercial city of Cameroon, this is the commercial and economic capital of Cameroon. The drainage system is nothing to write home about. So guess what? The city is flooded and it is bad.
This man blames the floods on governments who have either refused to clear off gutters or have failed to construct gutters for proper drainage in some neighborhoods.
Wow. People's properties were gone in a matter of moments. This is heartbreaking, especially because such is not limited to Cameroon. I feel like so many African officials just don't see the need for a proper drainage system or the need to prepare for possible floods. Why is that? This thing happens every year. Similar thing has happened in Nigeria, in Ghana, way too many times. Meanwhile, their president, Paul Biya, has been the prime minister, become president since 1982. 38 years in power. How is that not enough to fix the country or at least take care of basic things like the drainage system? Most of these people don't have insurance, by the way. They just have to start all over. You know, I saw a woman in the video saying that deadly snakes were being swept by the water, which is dangerous for people. I mean, people may get bit by snakes. Report says that at least 900 families were displaced, which we all know is way more than that. But you know, assuming that it's 900 families with an average of 1 wife and 4 children, that is already about 5,000 people who no longer have a place to call home. Now the fear now is, you know, we are all praying that there will not be another landslide, because you guys remember that there was one last year that killed 42 people after a heavy rainfall. The government should have evacuation centers. They should have evacuation plans and take people to evacuation centers and provide them with food and basic things. Let me know what you guys think about what's happening in Cameroon. It's heartbreaking. You guys not do know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. My Nigerian people, move closer, make we yarn something. If you live in the US, the UK, Spain, Italy, Ireland, and you're using Sendwave to send school fees to Nigeria, guess what? Sendwave is now adding $10 to that school fees if this is your first time of signing up with them and using their app. Just make sure that you use the promo code SCHOOL. Not only that, if you send anything that is more than $50, they will add 4.5% to whatever you're sending. Additional cash bonus. First of all, I just want to thank you guys because we are getting close to 450,000 subscribers. Oh shit. If you're yet to subscribe, we've been praying for you a long time ago. Today is the day of salvation. Today is the day that you click that subscribe button because we are watching you on Plasma TV. Because the way is watching you, not me. Alright, y'all, it's been real and I'm keeping it right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, we're watching you on Plasma TV. Press the subscribe button. Until next time, I'ma see y'all later. Peace out.